How are you? Miss Nanjala here. I already did episode 1 of The Last Laugh by Robinson Ocharo. And in episode 1, we were analyzing the cover page. Today, I am here for my episode 2. And I'm here for Act 1, Scene 1. Let me begin by telling you the characters in Act 1, Scene 1. And number 1, we have Mariko. Mariko is a self-proclaimed leader of the workers. We have the old woman, the woman, both of them are workers. Then we have the voices, both of them belong to the workers. And lastly, we have the doctor. Yes, now let me go straight to the synopsis of Act 1, Scene 1. Act 1, Scene 1 takes place in a rusty trailer which is used as a health facility for the workers in Orwa's farm. And it is taking place early in the morning. Now, this morning, there are patients who are already queuing and they are waiting for the doctor. Then there is this man named Mariko who walks to the front without following the line. And the man at the front pushes him aside and directs him to go back and follow the line. When he's going back, he stands beside a certain man who was coughing while reading a newspaper. Then Mariko reminds this man that he may infect those ones who are closer to him, just the way he can also be infected by the others. Now, when they are talking, the doctor comes in. When the doctor comes in, he starts by complaining about the patients who are already there. The doctor says that they cannot even allow him to rest. And the hospital is still disorganized because the doctor says he cannot even locate where his chair is. Now, as the doctor is speaking, there is this woman who comes in with a child. And the woman cries, "Please, please, doctor, help save him." It is a baby boy. It is a child. According to the description, the baby is skinny and his lips are chapped. Now, instead of the doctor helping this particular woman, the doctor brushes off the woman and tells the woman that it is her fault this child is sick. Why? Because the child looks malnutrition. It is because this woman never gave this child a balanced diet. So, the doctor directs the woman to go back home and feed the child the required food instead of bringing the child to the hospital. Mariko comes in to defend this woman and tells the doctor, "You are able to help this child." Why? Because you are a friend to Orwa. You can tell Orwa to stop paying peanuts to the workers so that at least they can be able to afford even a balanced diet. The doctor reminds Mariko that he does not know his work, but Mariko keeps on reminding him that he is in a position to help this woman. And Mariko goes on there at page 3 at the end. Mariko says, "If it is ignorance, let us educate the poor mother and many others like her. If it is laziness, let us cultivate a sense of initiative in them." By this, Mariko means the doctor was not supposed to brush off the woman. Instead, he was supposed to help the woman. Now, the doctor got annoyed and went away, telling Mariko, "I leave you with the patient so that you can attend to them if you feel like you are the one who knows everything." Now, this scene comes to an end when Mariko is telling the people what to do, the correct thing to do in a case of like that of that woman. And then there is this voice that is heard from outside. The voice is saying, "When he calls me," it is a song, you also know it. And the voices respond, "I will answer when he calls me. I will answer when he calls me. I will answer. I will answer to the call of my comrades. Answer to the call of my comrades. Even if it's laboring somewhere. Laboring somewhere. Laboring for my boss. Even if somewhere Laboring somewhere, laboring somewhere, laboring for my boss. That is how Act 1, Scene 1 comes to an end. Now, let me start analyzing this particular scene. And number one, I want to begin by the setting. When we talk about the setting, we're talking about the place and the time when the events are taking place. The place and the time when and where the events are taking place. Now let me begin with when. It is early in the morning. Where? It is in an old rusty trailer that is used as a healthy facility. So that is the setting of this particular scene. Let me go straight forward to the themes. And number one theme is poverty. Where do we get poverty? We get poverty when the woman who comes in with a child who is sick, and it is said that the child is sick because of lack of being given a balanced diet. Now this woman is not able to give this child a balanced diet because Mariko is telling the doctor he has the power to talk to Orwa, since he is his friend, to remind him that he's not supposed to pay the workers peanuts so that they can be able to afford this balanced diet. He's telling the woman. So that means that the woman cannot afford a balanced diet. So that brings in the theme of poverty. Number two, it is the theme of pain and suffering. Looking at this particular child, the way this child is, the child is very sick. But again, the doctor cannot attend to this child. And Mariko is saying Orwa is not paying the workers even though they are working. That brings in the theme of pain and suffering. Number three, we have the theme of social classes. When we talk about social classes, we're talking about the rich and the poor within the same society. Now in this case, we have the doctor, and we also have Orwa who is not paying the workers even though he is in a position who are the rich, and we have these workers who are working very hard but they are not being paid. Now they are the poor. So we have the rich and the poor within this particular society in the play. So that brings in the theme of social classes. Next, we have the theme of sickness. As we can see, there is a long line in an old rusty trailer that is serving as a health center, meaning we have the theme of sickness. These all people are sick and they are here to get treated. Then lastly, we have the theme of ignorance. Ignorance is lack of knowledge. So this woman, according to Mariko is saying that if it is lack of knowledge, then they should teach this woman. It means, and others like her. So it means there are some people in this society who do not even understand what is a balanced diet, hence bringing in the theme of ignorance, lack of knowledge. Let me go on to the stylistic devices. And number one stylistic device is a flashback. You remember I was saying that Mariko stood beside a man who was reading a newspaper while coughing. And Mariko reminded this man that not long ago we were under siege from a bad cold. This is information that we are being told through a flashback. That is something that happened earlier on, not right now. The moment this story is taking place, it is something that happened previously, hence it is a flashback. Number two, we have imagery. Imagery is the ability of creating images in the minds of the reader. Now, through the description of the setting here up on page 1, through the description of setting here, we can be able to get this particular style, the imagery style, because we can be able to see the patient's queue waiting to see the doctor one at a time. Mariko walks past the queue right to the front. The man at the front of the queue pushes him aside and points to the back of the queue. This brings in the theme, imagery. You can be able to see that. And also imagery is on page 2, the description of the woman. Suddenly a woman runs in from outside straight to the doctor. She's carrying a small baby, a baby boy. We can also create a vivid image, and so it is also imagery. Next, we have rhetorical question. These are questions that are asked not with an intention of being answered, but they are being asked on page 2. When the doctor is saying, and where did my chair go? That is a rhetorical question because it has not been answered. Then we have use of songs. As I said, at the end of this particular scene, there is a voice that says, when he calls me, and then there are those people, the voices are responding, I will answer when he calls me, I will answer. This is a song, and so it brings in the element of the use of songs. Now let me move on to the character and characterization. Character, or specifically let me talk about the character traits. So let me begin by the doctor. Number one, the doctor is inhuman. Why? Even though this woman is pleading, please, please help my child, what does the doctor do? He does not help this woman. Instead, he sends the woman back home, tells the woman, go, it is your fault, go and feed the child. That is why we say this doctor is inhuman. And even though Mariko is trying to convince him the reasons as to why he should help this woman, still the doctor does not help this woman. So that qualifies the doctor to be inhuman. Next, the doctor is short-tempered. As Mariko is talking to the doctor, he gets annoyed, leaves all the patients there, and goes. He goes because he is annoyed. So that makes him to be short-tempered. Number three, the doctor is a complainer. He's coming in. Nobody is responsible to arrange his seats in this case, but he's asking, where did my seat go? That is on page 2. And where did my chair, I mean the chair, where did my chair go? He's complaining about that. And also, when Mariko is talking to him, instead of helping this woman, he keeps on complaining. You don't know who I am. You don't know my role as a doctor. So that makes him to be a complainer. Let me go to Marika. And before I talk about Marika, let me talk about the woman. I can say that the woman is ignorant because she does not feed well the baby. And according to Marika, if it is lack of information, let us teach the woman and others who are like her. This shows that this woman may be ignorant, so this gives her the quality of being ignorant. Then next, now let me talk about Marika. Marika is an activist. An activist is a person who defends human rights, who defends other people rights. Now, in this case, Marika stands up to defend the woman. He stands up to defend the rights of this particular woman. So that qualifies him to be an activist. And lastly, let me say that Marika is courageous, according to what Marika is doing, going and facing this doctor directly and telling the doctor this is not the right thing to do. You are supposed to do this. And after that, addressing the workers, he addresses the workers and tells them who is poor. Why is he or she poor? Oh, I'm sorry. He addresses the workers and he tells them, sorry. He tells them, you have seen it. Haven't you witnessed it all? He's talking to the workers courageously. And he also goes and joins the other workers in singing when he calls me. This qualifies Marika to be courageous. This marks the end of our lesson today. Remember to like, subscribe, and share so that when I upload Act 1, Scene 2, you'll be there to watch it. Thank you so much for watching to this level.